joining me. It is, I was going to say it's a beautiful day in Toronto. It started out as a beautiful day in Toronto. It looks like it's a little bit overcast now. And windy, apparently. There's a couple trees out there. Hey, Lewis, how's it going? Today I ran probably the hardest 4 miles that I've run the entire time. Hey, Lewis. It was really, really hard. There was a point, so I did hill intervals today, and there was a point that I was just going to stop. I was actually going to stop. I know that I say sometimes that in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm going to stop. No, I was actually going to stop this time. So I ran at 6.0. Hey, Meatpack. Hi, Miko. How are you? So nice to see you, Miko. Hey, Dr. Reddington. Oh, wow. Look at all these people. Hey, everyone. Timmy Cohen, thanks for the like and the retweet, Timmy. Ilya, hey, how's it going, Ilya? Dr. Reddington, thanks for the like and retweet. Miko. Timmy, hey, Timmy, how's it going? Meatpack, thanks for the like and retweet always. And I'm doing well, Dr. Reddington. How are you? How is life on your side of the world? I ran 4 miles today, like I said yesterday, and I did it at hill interval. I ran hill intervals I ran hill intervals on Monday as well. Yesterday I ran speed, and I did awesome speed yesterday at 3 miles. And no, sorry, at 4 miles, 4 mile speed. And today I did 4 mile hill intervals. And around the 20-minute mark, I was really starting to feel it. So on Monday, I did my first hill interval, and I ran at a 2% incline for 2 minutes, followed by a 0% incline for 1 minute recovery, 2% incline, 0% recovery. Today I ran 3% incline, 1% recovery, and by 20 minutes I was dying. And I even at one point, around the 30-minute mark, just before I started my last mile, so just before I started my 3rd mile, like going into my 3rd mile before I started, or like got to 4 miles, my God. Around the 30-minute mark, just after the 3 mile mark, I brought it right down to a 0% incline. I kept my speed the same the entire time, but I just needed a break. So I took 2 minutes as 0% incline, but besides that, the entire time was 3% for 2 minutes, 1% for 1 minute, 3% for 2 minutes, 1% for 1 minute. So that's what I did today. It was really, really, really freaking hard. Ilya, are you streaming right now? I will tune in after I'm done here if you're going to stream then. Choices, thanks for the retweet and the like, Choices. Really appreciate that. And hey, Choices, how's it going? Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for the like, F2B2. Appreciate it. And Choices, what size are those memory? I am not a Prev. I am not the other guys asking about the boobs. He'll know that grows. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying, Choices. If you want to like rephrase, I'll answer. But yeah. Anyways, so today was really hard. I got through it, and I felt good afterwards, even though I felt like I was gonna die. Let's see here. I haven't watched this. I feel like my video didn't record the entire thing, which totally sucks, because the last around 3.85, I went from a 3% incline because I was just coming up to my rest interval, and I was also just coming up to the 4 mile mark, and because I like to finish strong, I didn't want to do the rest, so I just, instead of going for after 2 minutes at 3% incline, I went up to a 5% incline, even though I was so tired and dying. So I was really proud of myself for still finishing strong, even though I had to take a bit of a break, about the 2/3 of the way through, or I guess the 3/4 mark. Oh, this got 38 minutes, so this actually probably has a good deal of the entire run. So the oh, you're asking about the camera memory, Choices? Okay, so I think it's 12.7 gigabytes, if that makes sense. Because I have the little memory chip, this one, see? I put it in my computer there, that goes inside of my 12.9 or 7.9. I think that that's the size of the memory for this camera, and it's not enough. Like for those of you who've tuned into my other streams, my videos will cut off. Unfortunately, it's just at the end. So I think once I start to do the longer runs, what I might do is film just the beginning, let you know what my intention is for that run, and then start maybe halfway through to get the end. Because the end is sort of the part that I'm the most proud of, because, I mean, anyone can run, you know, like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. But when I start getting into the 40 and 50 and 55-minute runs, when I start building my way up to 6 miles, I definitely it'll be that last part of the run that I'm proud of and that I want to share with you. So anyways, that's just thinking ahead, just because I realize that I'm limited by the memory on my camera for this. I'm surprised my camera records as much as it does. Okay. So, for those of you just joining me, is that iOS 9? I think so. I just recently updated my computer as well as my phone. So I think it is iOS 9. I had actually, the reason I updated my phone was because I needed to in order to download Meerkat. So Meerkat was really the only reason that I updated. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have. I rarely update my software. I'm really bad that way. So here, this guy, this is my neighbor, and he lives in the same building. He's really wonderful. He and his family are from Cuba, and I see the whole family in the gym. They're a very active family. So he's running on the treadmill beside me where I normally put the crutches. So I start off by having my little makeshift tripod over here because it needs to lean against something. And then when he wraps up, I move it over. Just to let you know. Do I like iOS 9? Let's see, sorry. Hi, at 5. Hi, so you guys are talking. Fixed, thanks for the like. And do I like iOS 9? I think so. Like, it has some different things on it that seem like a really good idea. For example, it has like, here, I'll show you. It's like this numbers and movie, these things. And I think that that's a good idea. I mean, it looks just like an Excel thing. So if I haven't used it yet for work, but if I can work off of my phone too because of that, I'm really happy. And thank you. Yeah, I really like this. This is a great computer. So for those of you who haven't joined me before, I'm training for a 10-kilometer, and I'm running that on July 26th. During the process, I'm raising awareness as well as funds for spinal muscular atrophy. And I know Miko's here, so thank you very much, Miko, for your generous donation. And thank you, I don't know if there's anybody else here who's donated, but if you're there, say hi. Thank you to everybody else who's generously donated. The funds go to spinal muscular atrophy research, as well as to families who are dealing with spinal muscular atrophy. And let's see. So I'll just my connection to SMA, spinal muscular atrophy, is one of my longtime friends' daughter was diagnosed with it, and it's a terminal genetic disorder, and there is no cure. And she was diagnosed at 6 months old, and at 6 months old, she was given 6 months to live. Her name is Charlie, and Texas Ben is here. Hey, thanks for the like and the retweet, Texas Ben. So Ben is another one of the people who generously donated. So thank you, Ben, and thank you, Miko. I know you're both here, and you both generously donated. So thank you so much. It really means a lot, and it also motivates me to keep working harder each day as I prepare for this run. Here, I'll just show you a picture. Oh, here's Charlie with her dad. I haven't seen a picture of Matt in a while. So this is Charlie and her dad, and she loves, I don't know if these are Fraggle Rocks, I think they're called. It's not a very clear picture of her, but she loves those guys, and it's her birthday. So she was diagnosed at 6 months old, given 6 months to live, and she'll be turning 6 on June 22nd, so coming up on Monday, I believe. So she's a miracle, right? And let me just see if I can find another picture here. Sorry. I want to show you a picture of she had a little, here's her and her mom at the beach on the weekends. That's my Charlie Ann, and that's my Sherry, my very good friend. And Texas Ben, my pleasure. Just posted on to Facebook as well. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I absolutely love, I've said it a couple times, I know I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I really love this platform and the ability to connect with so many different people that I otherwise would never have had the opportunity to connect with. And here's Charlie. She had a little Hawaiian day on the weekend with her mom. So they had little Hawaiian meals and everything else. So I'll play a video of her a little bit later. But I'll get into my run and then we can talk some more. So here's this. Old School Skater. Hey, Old School Skater. Thanks for the like. Cool name. Good morning. Today I'm running hill intervals, 4 miles. First, the hill interval will be 3% incline with the resting interval 1% incline, starting at 3.5 pace to warm up. Choices, I don't know what that means. So this is just like I said, just when he was done, I wanted to move my camera over. And we're at 1% incline for my warm-up as well. So I started right off the hop on a 1% incline. Normally, what are we watching? Asks, I'm just going to turn the volume down for this. Asks Bayswitch Tom. Hey Tom, how's it going? Thanks for being here. That's a good question. So I'm training for a 10-kilometer run on July 26th, and today I'm running 4 miles, hill intervals. I'm doing alternating intervals of 3% incline and then a 1-minute recovery of a 1% incline, back up to 3% incline for the entire 4 miles. I'm running at a pace of 6 miles a minute for the entire run today, and I'm raising money and awareness for spinal muscular atrophy. So what I'm trying to do with these streams is open up a little bit of conversation about spinal muscular atrophy, which is the #1 genetic killer of children under the age of 2, and there is no cure for it, and it's currently not included. I'm just still warming up, so I'm just walking at 4.0 miles an hour. And it's not included in prenatal screening, so it's something that you would actually have to request specifically from your doctor. Avatarrank. Thanks for the like and retweet, Avatarrank. And then here's my little friend. So spinal muscular atrophy is something that's very close to my heart because my friend Charlie Ann was diagnosed with it. So here she is, right here. So this is, again, her Hawaiian day on the weekend. That's her Uncle Ivan and Sherry, her mom. And you'll see she's lying down on the grass, and the reason that she's lying down on the grass is because kids, looks like I just went up to 5.0, so I'm doing a slow jog warm-up, and then I get up to my 6.0 miles an hour speed, which is what I run for the entire 4 miles while I'm doing my hill intervals. So Charlie's lying down on the grass because children and people with SMA have quite a bit of difficulty, if not zero control over their muscles. So she's not able to control her muscles. So she's a almost 6-year-old girl. She'll be 6 on Monday, and she was diagnosed with SMA at 6 months old, and at that point given only 6 months to live. SMA is a terminal illness, and her little friend Florence, who's just a little bit younger than her, has SMA, and she passed away on May 9th from complications with a cold, which is very common and very common killer of people with SMA. The reason for that being is that spinal muscular atrophy affects all of your muscles, so it affects even your swallowing muscles and your muscles that control the ability to clear phlegm and mucus from your lungs. So when you get a cold, you can, if you just remember when you've had a cold, you have the buildup that happens of mucus and phlegm, and they can actually asphyxiate on that because their bodies aren't able to clear it. So whenever Charlie gets a cold, she and other people who have SMA will often spend a lot of time, they're from Vancouver, so they'll spend a lot of time at the Vancouver Children's Hospital, and they will be there for anywhere from a week to 3 weeks. She might have even been there for pushing a month one time, and just want to see where I am at the run. Looks like I'm going a little faster. KM6677, my brother is handicapped from birth, and I take care of him. I understand. Nice. KM, you can probably add a lot to this conversation then, because SMA is a very high needs disease as far as the care that's required. So I think I said 5.7. I'm just going to keep the volume up a little bit and try and talk over it until I get up to a speed. So the reason she's lying on the grass is because she can't sit up by herself, and she can't roll over by herself, and that affects everything. I mean, if you think of the amount of times that you roll over or just change.
6.0, 6 minutes, 0.43 miles. I'll stay here for 1 minute, and then in my first incline at 2% hill, 8 minutes.
So I'm going to be here for 1 minute. I'm at a 1% incline, running 6.0 miles an hour. For the duration of the 4 miles that I'm running today, I will be going up and down, so alternating between a 3% incline for 2 minutes, and then a 1% incline recovery for 1 minute. So 2 minute 3% incline, 1 minute recovery at 1% incline. And it was really, really, really hard. I know that there's probably some people who weren't here at the beginning, but this was by far, this is my 3rd week of training for the 10K that I'm going to be running on July 26th. This is by far my hardest run. And it was hard. I wanted to quit a couple times. Let's just see here. Sastria. What's the morbidity, mortality rate for the disease? So, I'll be at a 3% incline for 2 minutes. This one, some of my runs, if you've tuned into my other streams, when I'm doing more of a steady state, or if I'm doing intervals, sometimes my speed intervals, I run 7 minutes and then 1 minute resting. So I don't talk as much. This one I'm going to be talking, so I'm kind of just tune myself out. I'll tune into this around the 30-minute mark because I do bump it right down to a 0% incline because I just cannot do anymore. This is a really hard run. And just, just to show that. But besides that, I'm just going back and forth between 2% or 3% incline and 1% incline every 2 minutes and 1 minute. So SMA is a terminal illness, and the life expectancy on that, and I'm actually just going to go back because I think it's important. There are different types of SMA, type 1, 2, 3, and 4. And children, I'm going to go back and just sort of read that for people who were here yesterday. I'm sorry to repeat myself, but I do want to share just some information about SMA for the people who are just joining us. And children who are diagnosed, so when Charlie was diagnosed at 6 months old, sorry, if you want to tell me your name, it might be easier too, but Sastria Petarshi. She was diagnosed at 6 months old, and she was only given 6 months to live at that point. And her friend, Florence, who is I think she's about 6 months younger than Charlie is. Florence also has SMA. She was diagnosed at about the same age, and Florence passed away on May 9th. And so it is uncommon for children with type 1 SMA, which is the type that Charlie has, the most severe, if you will, to live past 2 years. Now, Charlie is going to be turning 6 on Monday, so she's already, you know, knocking it out of the ballpark. Okay, 1% incline for a minute. She's already knocking out of the ballpark. She's amazing. And SMA does not, absolutely does not affect the mind. And people with SMA are quite often very brilliant and very bright. And I'm going to play a video of Charlie in a second, and you'll just see her personality. She's got a fantastic personality that really shines through, even though she can't move her body. So, as I was saying earlier, SMA is a very high needs disease, and she has to be turned over throughout the night multiple times, and she needs, you know, a BiPAP machine to breathe, and because, again, she doesn't have the muscles that are able to move her lungs. Sorry, I'm just going to come back here because I see some nice comments. KM66, she is so cute. Thanks. I think so too. She just melts my heart. You'll really think so once I play some videos. And KM, if you want to chime in with any of your experience as well with your brother, I'd love to contribute. You know, have that contributed to the conversation. Vic, that's awesome, Libby. Running for a good cause. Thank you. I think I just went up to a 3% incline for 2 minutes. Thanks, Vic. That's really nice. It's a cause that's very dear to my heart, and it's so wonderful to be able to share it with people and feel like other people care about it as well. I think that's a pretty common human emotion. If you care about something, that it feels good just knowing that other people care about it too. And that's also, I mean, I guess it's sort of a selfish reason for sharing my running progress and learning about SMA with everybody. But it's definitely how I feel. So I really appreciate everybody being here and learning a little bit. And also, I have a video of Charlie thanking everybody. So I'm going to play it just after I get through these comments. Vic, when is this event going to take place? So I'm going to be running on July 26th. And the thing is that the event actually isn't in Toronto. So Sherry, Charlie's mom, is from Vancouver. I'm originally from Vancouver. And I live in Toronto now. I can't go back for the run to physically be there in Vancouver. So I'm going to be running along with them in Toronto, and it's just sort of my way to show my support for Sherry and Charlie, and to also take part in it to the extent that I can, even though I can't be there in Vancouver with them. So I'm going to be running at the same time that they are, only I'm going to be doing it across the country. So it's kind of, I think it's kind of nice. And if anybody else is from Toronto and wants to come run with me or walk with me, I would be happy to have the company. So just if anybody else is in Toronto. And Vic, when is the event going to take place? And Iron Man, thanks so much for the like and the retweet. It's always so nice to see you, Iron Man. And Sasha, you can call me Sapu. Okay, thanks. Thank you, Sapu. That makes it a lot easier. Vic, thanks for the like and the retweet. Really appreciate it. Sapu says, it's really a great cause. Thank you. And again, I just echo. I just changed. I don't know what. I'm not gonna catch every one of my intervals just because I'm moving a lot on this one, and I'd like to take the time to talk about SMA and show some videos of Charlie more. And you can just sort of follow along with my run in the background, and I'll try and tune in at key points. And just as I was saying earlier, yes, SMA is very close to my heart. It affects somebody who I care very deeply for, and I'm just happy to be able to share it with everybody here. So thank you, Sapu. Renee, maybe? If you want to tell me your name too, I can call you that. It'll be easier. Thanks for the like and retweet anyways, Renee, if that's your name. AE79, thanks so much for the like, AE79, and KM6677. My name is Carl. Oh.
3.0.
13 minutes now, and I just started my next 3.0 incline. So Carl, KM, that's much easier. The doctor is how my brother became disabled. Oh no, I really don't like these stories. They also said he would not live past 12. He is now, I think you said 35. I'm proud of him. That's really fantastic. Carl, how old was he when he had the issue? It sounds like with the doctor that affected him. The reason I ask that is because I just remember when Charlie was diagnosed with SMA at 6 months old and given 6 months to live, how scary that was, and how scary it continues to be, but specifically because she was so little. At 6 months old, she's so little. And to be given only 6 months at that point, I just remember, Sherry, and Sherry's her mom. I'll just show a picture for people coming in. So here's Charlie at her picnic over the weekend with her Uncle Yvonne and Sherry, her mom. And she's lying down because people with SMA can't sit up. They have very little, if no, control over the muscles. And here's a picture of Sherry and her mom on the weekend at the beach in beautiful Vancouver. I just remember, and so Sherry has a really wonderful blog, and to get something out of her blog, you don't need to know somebody with a chronic or terminal illness, because the emotions that she explores on it are really, I think, span the range of just human emotion, just that you would typically feel in different situations. And she has a really beautiful way with words. Her blog is called Sweet Charlie Ann O' Mine. If you Google that, it'll be there. The easier way to get to it would maybe be through the Charlie's Angels webpage, or Facebook group. And if you just go to Facebook and search Charlie's Angels, it'll come up. And they have tons of stuff. So I'm going to play a picture of Charlie. I'm going to play a video of Charlie. And I'm telling you, if this doesn't melt your heart, you might not have one. let me just see here. We've got a couple comments. I'm going to come back and answer all the comments right after I play this. I just want to... I can get off topic really super easy because I talk a lot. Sherry. Sorry, I should have had this ready to go. Oh, here's a picture of Charlie going to her sports day. So even though she has SMA, she does a lot of things that everybody else does. And she's in her chair, and you can see she's strapped in there quite strong, because you have to be very careful because she doesn't have the muscle control over her neck to hold her head up to the same degree. So let's see. So this is going to be Charlie, and in this video she's saying, "Good morning, everyone. Thanks for learning about SMA." And she says, "My name is Charlie." And she tells everyone, "Have a great day," and then she blows us a kiss. So I'm going to play this video. I just love this video.
Did you say good morning, everyone? Thanks for learning more about SMA? Can you say, "My name is Charlie"? And have a good day? Blow him a kiss?
I'm going to play that one more time. I love the kiss at the end. That's my favorite part. Her language is a little bit, she speaks English. Like I said, it doesn't affect the brain. But because SMA affects even the muscles in your jaw and your tongue muscle and everything that helps you form words, the way she speaks just takes a little bit of an ear to get used to. But once you're used to it, you can absolutely understand what she's saying. So I'm going to play it one more time here.
Did you say good morning, everyone? Thanks for learning more about SMA? Can you say, "My name is Charlie"? And have a good day? Blow him a kiss?
So that's Charlie. Maybe after that video you can see why, I'm so in love with her. I'm just going to try and read some comments to just see where we are here. Thanks, Carl, for the like and the retweet. Really appreciate it. And appreciate you being here too, Carl. I'm just at 1.0 right now for a minute. I might say the distance that I'm at, so I'll just keep it on in the background. Whatever. I'm running. I haven't stopped running, so I'm on my way to my 4-mile mark. Vic says, thanks for sharing. Sometimes we take things for granted and complain about smaller issues in life. That's a very good point. And it's eye-opening, yes. I mean, absolutely, you know, even as simple as being thankful for a body that can move you when you want to move yourself is something that I'm thankful for after, you know, I'm even more thankful for after spending some time with Charlie and seeing, you know, the fact that she is such a vibrant personality and she just can't move herself. So yeah, absolutely. And Sapu, we would like to see the video. Good, Sapu. I'll play another video for you in just a second. And also, in addition to raising awareness about SMA and just sort of getting a bit of a conversation going about it, I'm also raising funds for it. So I do have, thank you to, I know that Miko's here, I know that Ben's here, or at least they were here. And so thank you, Miko and Ben, for kindly and generously donating to help me along the way. I can't tell you how motivating it is. First of all, just for everybody to be here. That is absolutely fantastic. I hope in my heart that I would want to do this anyways and just hope that if there's nobody here and just hope that if I keep talking about it, people will show up. So that's my hope, but it's just so much more motivating to see. I mean, we have 38 people here right now, and you know, where else can you get a room of 38 people to just sort of sit down with you and listen for a little bit about something you care about? So thank you everyone for being here. And also to Miko and Ben and to everybody else. I don't know if anybody else is here who's donated, but I know that they at least were here earlier. Thank you, because it really keeps me motivated to run harder, to learn more about SMA so that I can share it. And it just really, really lights up my day when I see that. And I mean, it's also working towards a goal. Any funds donated go towards spinal muscular atrophy research, as well as to help the families who have loved ones affected by SMA. And as I was sharing a little bit earlier, Charlie, or anybody with SMA, a common cold is life-threatening for them. So Charlie's friend, Florence, who is just a couple months younger than she is, passed away on May 9th. And to the person who asked a little bit earlier about the mortality rate, it is a terminal illness, SMA is. Charlie was only given 6 months to live 5.5 years ago. So she's, I mean, and to Carl, was it Carl or Sapu? Whose brother was given, Carl, yeah, and Carl, your brother was given only to the age of 12 to live, and he's now 35. So, I mean, those ages are absolutely not hard and fast. However, the fact that SMA is very scary and a common cold is potentially life-threatening is always at the back of everybody's mind who has a loved one who has been given essentially a deadline on their life, their time here with us. So I sort of got off topic. I was talking about something else. Oh, just to the hospital stay. So every time Charlie gets a cold, and the hospital stay as well as where any money donated goes, it goes to SMA research, also to the families, because SMA is such a high needs disease. Like I was saying earlier, Charlie can't even roll over by herself, so she always needs her mom or her dad or her nurse there. They have a nurse that is sponsored through the province to come a couple hours a week and help them, which is a godsend, because otherwise the rest of the time Sherry always absolutely has an ear out, or her dad Matt has an ear out for Charlie to be able to cater to her needs, to move her if she needs to be moved. And the time when Charlie gets a cold and she goes to Children's Hospital or to the Children's Hospice, the Canuck place, that is also a really good place for community for them. It's very expensive. If you have ever been in the hospital for any prolonged period of time, you're eating out, so you don't have the same access to just, you know, inexpensive food while you're there, and you're paying for parking while you're there. All of these things add up. You have family coming in from out of town, because you just never know when it'll be the last time that Charlie's in hospital. So it's very, very scary. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to comments. I really appreciate everybody's comments here, so please keep them going, and I'll try to be better at getting through them. Vic, thanks for sharing. Yes, okay, Vic, thank you very much for that. Sapu says, we would like to see the video. Okay, I'm going to show you another video, Sapu, and thanks for the like. Vic, I'm happy you are informing us on this disease. Thank you. That makes me really happy that you're taking something from it. Frankie, hey, Frankie, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Sapu, thanks for the retweet. And Little Homie, nice to see you, Little Homie. Thanks for the retweet. I'm Lisa Renee, but it was taken. It's Lisa Renee. Oh, you're Lisa Renee. Oh, got it. You're telling me your name. Thank you, Lisa. So I can call you Lisa then. Love all the information on SMA. Thanks. I'm glad you're taking something from it, Lisa. Again, it really means a lot that something that I'm doing about something that I care about is adding value to other people's lives. Little Homie, thanks so much for the like, always. Carl, they did not know till he was around 2. The hospital and doctor tried to cover it up. I can't even imagine, Carl. That would be so difficult, especially working with what sounds like a really just administratively difficult situation at such an emotional time. I'm really sorry for that. Thanks for sharing. Text us, Ben. Ben, wow, she had a sports day. I know, Ben. And it's really, I mean, Charlie lives a very normal life. Here, I'll show you a picture of her eating ice cream. This is her, and she can't eat. So the other thing is that SMA type 1, which is the most severe, if you will, form of SMA, also affects the muscles, your digestion muscles, and your muscles that for swallowing. So she doesn't have those muscles, and so she can't eat. She has solid food or even drink. She has a G tube, but every now and then, and this is Sherry. I mean, Sherry's just such a cool mom. Every now and then, Sherry will be like, you know, life is just too short, and she's an extraordinarily careful mom also. So please don't take the wrong thing from this. But she will. Let me just see. I just saw a picture of it here. Every now and then, Charlie gets just a little bit of food, whatever they're eating, if it's really good, just sort of rubbed on her lips so she can just sort of taste it. And then she has a suction machine that you have to suction it out right away with, because again, she could choke on it because she doesn't have the swallowing muscles. But here's Charlie getting to lick a little bit of an ice cream. She just loves these days when she can do this. There she is with a little bit of ice cream on her face. So, yeah, so she does live. I mean, and Sherry and her dad, I'll just show you a quick picture of her dad. This is Matt, and they're both wonderful parents. It's Charlie's birthday on Monday, so she's turning 6. Was never thought that she would live to 6 years old, but she absolutely loves the Fraggle Rocks, so she's got her little Fraggle Rock with her. That's her dad. So yeah, but they do everything that they can to make sure that she gets the most out of everything. Little Homie, aw, yeah. And Sapu, that's so sweet, yeah. Vic, wow, that's awesome, yes. Carl, she is so wonderful and smart. Yes, I'm going to play another video. Let me get through these comments, I'll play another video, Carl. Timmy, wow, awesome, she is wonderful, thank you. I think so too. I absolutely die for this girl, I love her. Fly Franz, thanks so much for the like, Fly Franz. Nice to see you, Fly Franz. And Sapu, what are Charlie's interests? Oh, that's a good question. Let me text her mom and ask. And wow, her smile. And I'm sorry, Hallie, I don't read that script, but if you want to throw it into a Google Translate, I'd love to be able to have the challenge of communicating with people who don't speak English, and I don't speak their language. So if you put it into Google Translate, even if it says something a little funny or that might sound broken to me, because I just know that, for example, my fiance is fluent in French, and a couple times I've tried to say something to him in French, and I put it into Google Translate, and it comes out sounding crazy. But if you want to put that into Google Translate, and I'll try and decipher what it is, I'd love to have your comment as well. And Hallie, so thank you for your comment. And thanks for the retweet, Ben Freer. And also, I don't think I got to saying it, but if anybody does want to donate, there's a U-Carrying link that I've linked here. Proceeds, again, go to spinal muscular atrophy research and to help families who have loved ones affected by spinal muscular atrophy. I'll just see where we are here. I'm sure it's probably my neighbor leaving the gym. baby, thanks for the like. And Ben, I love the run in the background, yeah. Oh, shut up. That's awesome. That means hello. Ben, look at you, Mr. Multi-talented in the back there. Well, let me go say hello to our friend here. Hallie, hello to you too, Hallie. Thanks so much for being here, and thanks for contributing. I think it's really cool. We get to talk to people around the world and people who speak different languages. That's so cool. And Ben, you love the run in the background. Yes. So Ben, this is me, and for people who are joining, this is me. I'm training for a 10-kilometer run on July 26th. I'm raising awareness for spinal muscular atrophy, which is a terminal illness and is the #1 genetic killer of children under the age of 2. There is no cure for it, and it's currently not screened in prenatal care for women. And my friend Charlie, who is a daughter of my longtime friend Sherry, was diagnosed with SMA when she was 6 months old, and at that point she was only given 6 months to live. Now she's going to be turning 6 years old on Monday, so she's amazing. I just did this. I'm glad that I tuned in for that. This is me dying. I'm around 30 minutes right here, so I just finished the 3rd mile, and I'm dying. So on my run today, for those of you tuning in too, I'm going to get back to Charlie in a second, but just if we have any runners who are interested in the training leading up to the 10K, on my run, I've ran 4 miles today, and I've done hill intervals. So I've done 2 minutes at a 3% incline and 1 minute at a 1% recovery incline, and then back and forth for 4 miles. Around the 30-minute mark, just when I hit 3 miles, I was dying. So this is me. Instead of a 1% incline, I take a break and I do a 0% incline. And this is me. I can't even talk. That's why I just put my hand up. 0% incline. Cannot speak. This is my 3rd week of training. For those of you who've sort of been along the journey with me. I have to catch my breath. So I'm doing 1 more minute. So I took a break. Instead of my 2 minutes 3%, 1 minute 1%, I just came right down to 0% for 2 minutes. I caught my breath, and then I felt ready to go to run the last mile at the alternating incline. So I'm just going to turn that back down again. Chang, hey Chang, thanks for the like and retweet. And Banya, running at the beach. I love the run in beach. Oh, you love to run at the beach. Gotcha. I thought you were saying the run in the background. I know it's kind of, for people who don't quite know what's going on, if they just pop into the stream, it might look like a little bit of a strange stream. I love to run at the beach too, except it is hella hard. Oh my God. So good on you, Ben. You're stronger than I am. Chang, thanks so much for the retweet. Always nice to see you. Hi, Chang. Hi, Libby. Hi, Chang. Nice. Good luck with the run. Thanks, Chang. And Fly France, thanks so much for the retweet. And Ben. Hello, Libby. Invite for Run Brazil. We have beautiful beaches. Whew. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I'll get going down to Brazil. Okay, I'm going to play a video of Charlie. So this is Charlie. So last week, I think it was last week. It was either last week or the week before. It might have been the week before now. I think it was the week before. Charlie, her favorite phrase was to say, for crying out loud, where's your Christmas spirit? And so for those of you who've commented on sort of her vibrant personality, I think this really shows it. She's the funniest freaking kid. So here she is. I'm going to play it twice again. If you were here for when I played her initial video, you'll remember that SMA, because it affects the jaw muscles and the tongue, so everything that you need to form words, the way that she speaks just takes a little bit to get a bit of an ear for. But once you get, spend 10 minutes with her, 5 minutes with her even, and hear her speak a little bit, you hear it right away. And so I'm going to play it twice just so that you can hear it first and then maybe try to pick out some of the words. But this kid kills me. Oops.
Hey, Charlie, can you tell people what your new favorite saying is that you've been saying all day today? Are you saying, for crying out loud, where's your Christmas spirit? You are silly.
I'm gonna play it one more time.
Okay, Charlie, can you tell people what your new favorite saying is that you've been saying all day today? Are you saying, for crying out loud, where's your Christmas spirit? You are silly.
So I mean that's, and then just another story. I know I told this story yesterday. I'm gonna need to have a phone chat with Sherry. Sherry and I text almost every day, but I'm gonna have to have a phone chat with Sherry to see what new Charlie shenanigans I've been up to. But the other a couple weeks ago, I think now it probably is, when they were at Denny's for lunch or whatever with one of Sherry's friends, the server brought their food, and just as a server often will, can I bring you anything else? Sherry says, no, thank you, we're fine. And then Charlie goes, I want, and the server kind of, okay kid, what do you want? She's like, I want Brad Pitt. And apparently the server, I wasn't there, it's just a story Sherry told me, the server didn't miss a beat, and she was just like, well, don't we all, honey? Don't we all want a Brad Pitt for ourselves? This is a little almost 6-year-old girl, I want Brad Pitt. Carl, good luck on the run. My tablet is almost dead. Oh no, I followed, so talk later. Great, Carl. I look forward to talking to you later. And thanks so much for sharing your experience with your brother a little bit earlier. I really appreciate that. Thanks for being here. See where we are. So one of the things I wanted to share today, so part of the stream also, in addition to raising money, and again, the You Caring link is up here for anybody who wants to donate, and I know for sure that there are 2 people who've donated just because they popped in and said hi. Ben and Miko, thank you for your generous donations. And I appreciate everybody just being here, and if you're able to give at all, I appreciate that so much as well. Just want to see where I am on the run. But I also want to, I'm learning about SMA. It's been a part of my life for the past 5.5 years since Charlie's diagnosis. But I really haven't learned that much about it, aside from just what I read on the Charlie's Angels Facebook page, and for anybody who's interested, that's a good resource. And also through Sherry's experience, just hearing about it, and through her blogs, through Charlie and all mine. But I wanted to share a little bit about how common the gene for SMA is, and how maybe somebody might get SMA. So yesterday I talked about the different types of SMA. So there's SMA type 1 being the most severe, if you will, and it's diagnosed in children around 6 months of age or sooner. And children who have spinal muscular atrophy type 1 will often not live past 2 years old. So Charlie has SMA type 1. Again, when she was diagnosed at 6 months old, she was only given 6 months to live. And she's going to be turning 6 on Monday. So she's amazing. There's been a lot of scares in that time. So I think I'm at 3% incline, 37 minutes. And this is the part where, and I think my video is unfortunately going to cut off, because I think it cuts off around 38 minutes. But for the last 0.15 of a mile, I go from a 3% incline that I'd been running for 2 minutes, instead of going back down to my 1% incline, which is my training that I'm doing today at a speed of 6.0 for 4 miles. I go up to a 5% incline, which I'm proud of myself for, because this was the hardest run I've done so far. This is week 3 of training for the 10-kilometer I'm running on July 26th, and I was dying during this race, or during this run. Normally my runs are challenging. This was really, really a hard run for me today. Steve, I think that's me saying 5. I think that's me saying 5. Steve, thanks so much for the like and the retweet, Steve. Spinal muscular atrophy type 2 is diagnosed a little bit later. There's also type 3 and 4. Yeah, okay, so my run ends here. I did take another video just after the run. I'll just play it right now. I don't know why it does this, why it just stops recording, but I still had memory on my camera because I was able to record this video. Here, I'll just play this one. This is just a short one. I just finished my run. It's very, very blurry. I can barely see that. Oh my god.
4.21 miles.
4.21 miles.
Pulling down. 0 incline. I don't know when this camera stopped working. I just had a heck of a finish. Let's see. 44 minutes. Let's go down to walk. 4.0 fast walk. Okay, let's go 3.5.
Sorry, the video's terrible right here.
Okay. I've had a hell of a run. I don't know when this camera stopped recording. I'm so mad at it because I just finished really strong on probably the hardest run I've done yet. Anyways, here's my time. There's my distance. I'm walking at 3.5. And my knee was fine up until just now. I just noticed it. So maybe when I jumped off the treadmill, when I noticed the camera had turned off, I jumped off the treadmill really quick because I wanted to record my distance. And I think when I jumped back on, I think I hurt my knee. So anyways, this is very, very blurry. Oops, wrong way.
Technical difficulties.
So I'll have to ice. This is me, all sweaty. There's my knee that I might have to ice after this. Ow, knee.
It doesn't hurt anymore, by the way. I think I just...
I'm gonna hop back on the treadmill. I'm gonna slow it right down too. That was the hardest run I've done in a while.
Okay. Yeah, Libby, we know you're dying. I was dying on this run. This was definitely the hardest run I've done in a while. And my knee's fine. For those of you who've sort of been running with me, I have a pre-existing knee injury that I'm sort of always a little bit conscious of. I jumped off the treadmill really quick. When I finished my 4 miles, I looked over at the camera. I'm like, stop recording. So then I jumped off the treadmill, quickly grabbed the camera because I wanted to record the time and the distance because I was also proud of the time and the distance, even though it was hard. So I was happy that I was able to get through that. But anyways, when I jumped back on the moving treadmill, it was still going at about 6 miles an hour at that point. I might have put it down to 5.7, but it was still a running pace when I got on, and I think I just maybe missed that. So anyways, my knee hurt is fine. Steve, learning big time. Steve, I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm going to wrap up just with a couple more facts, Steve, and so maybe if you're still here, that would be great. You can learn a little bit more. And MePack, those cameras have limited recording time. Okay, that's probably what it is, because MePack, I think you're probably responding. Let me just see what else. How long was the video when it stopped? I think it was about 38 minutes, and it's done that to me before around that time. But like I said, I was able to record the second video, so it's not a memory thing. Let me just see. I'm just going to close this. I think it was around 38 minutes, 39 seconds. So maybe what I'll do in the future is I'll record. I'm going to try for my next run, and tomorrow's a good chance to try that, Miko, because tomorrow I'm going to be doing my first 5-mile distance, and I'm going to do a really slow 5 miles. So it'll probably take me about 55, maybe even as long as 60 minutes to get through 5 miles. I don't want to push myself. Again, just being cognizant of my pre-existing injury. So because it's going to take me so long to get through that distance, I'm going to probably, to try and address that, Miko, I'm going to record up until 30 minutes. I'll take a really fast mini break at 30 minutes, end that video, and then restart another video. And hopefully there'll be enough memory on the camera, just my little tiny camera that I use, and I'll be able to get maybe 2 segments of it. And then that way I won't have to scream at my camera after my run. So thanks, Miko. I appreciate that. That's a good idea. Thanks for the like, Annie. Annie Gorman. Thanks for the like, Annie Gorman. So I've seen this little picture, and I just want to share it with you, just sort of in closing. So this is sort of, somebody has illustrated this, and it's called This is SMA. And it sort of talks about, because SMA is a genetic disorder, it affects 1 in 40 people, or sorry, it doesn't affect, 1 in 40 people are carriers of the gene. It is also, Stephen Bella, it is also a recessive gene, or it's a recessive, oh my goodness. Both your parents need to be carriers. I believe that's called recessive gene or recessive trait. So here's sort of just maybe how common it is, even though it's not common in that I certainly hadn't heard about it before Charlie's diagnosis, but I've absolutely heard about cystic fibrosis, Down syndrome, so other illnesses and genetic illnesses that can affect children. I just had never heard of SMA. So I'm just going to go through this little comic strip with you, and maybe you might be able to learn something, better understand it anyways. So it's kind of hard to read, so I'll just show you the picture and then I'll read it to you. So boy meets girl. This is our story. Are you 1 in 40? So are you 1 in 40? Are you 1 in 40 people who carry the SMA gene? And then it just has that fact that I shared with you the other day. Spinal muscular atrophy, SMA, is the #1 genetic killer of young children. And it's children under 2 is what they're referring to. And so the story asks, so what are the chances of you and a partner carrying the SMA gene? And then it just sort of goes through, you know, boy meets girl in a bar. And then if 1 in 40 people carry that gene, it sort of picks out, you know, you think of a nightclub might have a capacity, I haven't been in a nightclub in a long time, but a nightclub might have a capacity of about 250, 300 people. You know, within that room, there are going to be 6, 7, 8 people who are carriers of the SMA gene. And so it says 1 in 40 people, or nearly 175 million globally, unknowingly carry the SMA gene. And then it just sort of goes, you know, our little people here on this comic strip, first date. There they are, having their first date. Most have no family history of SMA and no signs during pregnancy. So sometimes children with SMA type 1, their parents will recall that the baby in the last trimester really didn't move that much. And I guess that would probably be parents who have more than one child so that they have some reference point. But most, I mean, Sherry started to see signs once Charlie was starting to miss milestones. She was diagnosed at 6 months old. And when she started to miss milestones, Sherry started to get a little worried, and that's when she started to go to the doctor and explore it. And then here are 2 little friends getting married, and they're in love, and they have a baby who they also love. And I'll just read what it says. SMA is degenerative, meaning that it gets worse over time. So even though Charlie was diagnosed at 6 months old, and she's going to be turning 6 on Monday, her condition has progressively gotten worse. She does not get better, which is probably one of the most difficult things to watch, because especially if you have sort of a positive attitude in that it's like, oh, you know, if you want something, you work for it, and if you have a healthy body, it's, for me anyways, it's easy to default into that mindset. There is no working at this for Charlie. There is no physio, there is no cure. And Charlie, even though you have your best efforts, she will continue to get worse. It is a degenerative disease. It's also a terminal illness, which is exactly what it sounds like. And Charlie's little friend Florence, I've said a couple times, she passed away on May 9th. Florence had SMA. Florence passed away from complications with a cold, just a common cold, which is probably the biggest killer of people with SMA. Colds are very, very scary. So SMA is a degenerative, SMA is degenerative, hindering the ability to walk, stand, etc. Speak, breathe, and swallow. There is no treatment and no cure. Okay, sorry, so I'm like kind of parodying before this. And then it also says there's a 25% chance of having a child with SMA. How do you get to that 25% number? Is like this. I'll make sure I'm saying comments. So again, 1 in 40 people carry the gene unknowingly. And so what that means is that in order to have a baby with SMA, both parents need to be carriers of that gene. And then there's 3 possibilities from that scenario when those 2 carriers of that gene have a baby. So in this situation, my friend Sherry and her husband Matt both were carriers of that gene, unknowingly. And there are 3 potential outcomes that could have happened. So one, here it is, it sort of breaks it down. One is SMA. There's a 25% chance that when you have 2 parents who are carriers of the SMA gene, there's a 25% chance you'll get an SMA, a baby who has SMA. And then there's a 50% chance that you'll have a baby who will just be a carrier of the SMA gene, like both of the baby's parents. And then there's another 25% chance that the baby will be completely unaffected, does not carry the gene, and doesn't have SMA. So then the story asks, this could be your story. 1 in 40 people is a lot of people. And so what can you do? You can get tested. And again, like I was sharing in some of my earlier streams, SMA is currently not included in prenatal screening for women. And it's also not included in medical records. So some of the themes that I've been exploring with this is raising awareness about SMA so that it is included in your medical record. Having the screening done during prenatal care opens up a difficult can of worms. Because at that point, then you have decisions to make, and some decisions people would not make. And so at that point, what is the point to screen for SMA during prenatal care? So 2 areas that I would like to see additional energy go to is both the screening for SMA during the family planning stage, and I get it, not everybody plans to have a family. However, if you are in a relationship with somebody and there is, or you are, just of childbearing age, and there is a potential that you carry the SMA gene, that should be in your family history so that you can at least guard for that and make decisions based on that. And then the other care is, of course, once you have a baby who is born with SMA, having that support there, so that, as I was saying, SMA is such a high needs disease, having that support there for the loved ones and for the person who was affected by SMA. So, so getting tested is what you can do. And then ask your doctor for more information on booking testing for SMA. And so I guess it is a simple blood test or a saliva test. And if you go to the Gwendolyn Strong Foundation, Gwendolyn is a little baby who passed away from SMA shortly before Charlie was diagnosed with SMA. And her parents have put together a foundation called the Gwendolyn Strong Foundation. And they're both very amazing people and have been a great resource for Sherry as she's continued on. So sorry, let me just see this here. Let's see. Awen, how's it going? Good morning, Lady Libby. No work today, so it's water polo. Oh, we're all jealous. That sounds fun. Miranda, hey Miranda, thanks for the like and retweet. I think I followed you on Instagram, Miranda. It's so nice to see you. Awen, you look like a woman who cares for her body, like you care for healthy food. You have a charismatic pause. Ah, that's really nice, Awen. Thank you very much. And yes, I also do cooking shows. I like to cook, or cooking streams, I guess. I feel like cooking shows. I also do cooking streams. I like to make healthy food, and I've just been sharing it with people on Meerkat, in addition to running. So if anybody wants to join me there. Team Fusion, thanks so much for the like, Team Fusion. And Awen, thanks for the like and the retweet. It's always nice to see you. Awesome, you're involved with great cause. Yes. So I'm going to play another video of Charlie. I've sort of been talking. I like to keep this as focused on Charlie and Florence because the run, so Sherry is organizing the run in Vancouver that I'm going to be taking part in. Originally, it was going to be Charlie's run, and with the recent passing of baby Florence on May 9th, Sherry has made it the Charlie and Florence 10K run for SMA, or To End SMA. I'm just going to show you a couple pictures in closing. So here is Charlie saying hi to the policeman on horses. Hey Radium, how you doing? Nice to see you always. Thanks for the like, Radium. And Miranda, hello to you too. Sorry, I'm just looking here. Let's see. And here's Charlie at her sports day. And if anybody wants to donate, with the proceeds going to SMA research and families who are affected by SMA, I have a YouCaring link here. And I absolutely appreciate any donations that anybody is able to give. And I'm going to comment right on the thing here just in a second after I finish showing some pictures of Char. So this is Charlie, and she's saying, this is my favorite way to end because she's actually, it's one thing for me to thank you for being here and, you know, learning a little bit about SMA. She does a better job though, so here you go. She's saying, I'm going to play twice. SMA does affect your muscles used for speech, so your tongue and your jaw muscles. So it takes a little bit to get a little bit of an ear for her, the way she speaks. But once you do, you know exactly what she's saying.
You say good morning, everyone. Thanks for learning more about SMA. You say my name is Charlie. And have a good day. Blow 'em a kiss.
One more time. I love the kiss at the end.
Did you say good morning, everyone? Thanks for learning more about SMA. You say my name is Charlie. And have a good day. Blow 'em a kiss.
Love that kid. Let's see here. Let's see. Sorry. Kay Lauren. Thanks for the like, Kay Lauren. And Miranda. No, this is the daughter of my longtime friend, Sherry. And for anybody who's just joining me, I'm running a 10-kilometer race on July 26th. So I'm sharing my training in the process leading up to the 10-kilometer race. Today I ran 4 miles doing hill intervals. And I'm going to be sharing some different facts on SMA and just trying to raise awareness about it. So I really appreciate everybody being here to learn with me. And at the same time, I'm also raising funds for SMA research and families who have loved ones affected by SMA. I have a UCaring link here. I'm going to put it in the comments in just a second, so after I get through these comments. Base Ace, nice name. Thanks for the like, Base Ace. Awen, Charlie's awesome. Love hers. Hashtag stay strong. That's nice, Awen. Thank you. I love her too. She's awesome. Ben, that kiss. I know, the kiss gets me every time, Ben. Ben, thank you so much for your generous donation also. Again, appreciate it so much. Awen, she's beautiful also. Love you too, darling. Hashtag kisses. Thanks, Awen. Back at ya. And 3F54, good evening to you as well. And Ben, you wouldn't believe the chills from that video. I know. It still gets me. I've played that video so many times, and it still gets me, Ben. I'm glad that you enjoy it. And 3F54, thanks so much for the like. So I'm going to put the UCaring link here, if you just bear with me for a moment. It takes a while to type it in on my iPad. And actually here, since I have it up, I'll just show you what the website looks like. Get rid of all this stuff. So here it is. So this is the UCaring website. And that's Charlie's friend, Florence, who I was just mentioning